It's Wednesday, March 18th, about 10 a.m. I'm here at this church, the same one I was tripping on before, with the griffins and the angels and all that. St. Coleman. I'm here today because between 10 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. they have what they call a birth certificate clinic. I'm here because my case manager decided to meet me here on Monday. We decided this, that we would try to get my original birth certificate, which was stolen from my mother when I was 6 months old. Leave it at that. So it was kind of cut and dry, in and out. I told them I don't know my exact birth date, this and that, and they wrote up a form for me to take downtown to City Hall. My case manager didn't show up. I called her, and she'll get back to me to see if she can take me down to City Hall, and if not, I'll go down there myself. But this is a service she promised to provide, so we'll see. One of the main points at the birth certificate clinic at the church there was that my original last name is different than the name I use. The last name I use starts with an S. My original last name starts with a C. I had to explain all that. I had to explain how my birth certificate was stolen early on, and at about 6 months, I was fictitiously re-registered. I had to explain all this, and they asked, are there any family members who I can contact that I can get involved that can attest to my name? And I said no, because they're the part of the antagonists, in part. So, no. So they gave me this form to fill out, to go get my second identification, I guess. My original identity. So the first name remains the same. Birth date is somewhat unknown. We'll call it January 1st. That's what we did. The mother's name remains the same, and the father's name is still unknown / other. Also changed is the state. Tuesday, March 24th, 1 p.m., I called my case manager, and, well, what they had to say about why they skipped out on me and hadn't called me back is they fell into an emotional hole. Okay, whatever. In short, we're on for tomorrow for Social Security and to the City Hall or Bureau of Vital Statistics tomorrow thereafter. Also talked about how I can get 4 free rides a month through my health insurance, which I had no idea about. Now I know. She's going to text me the number, and I'm going to get reduced bus fare card. Okay, whatever. But she said she'll print out a form to give to my physician, and I have an appointment on the 2nd with my physician, so it all works out. I'll get 4 free rides a month and reduced bus fare. And of course a new ID. Or I won't. And by new ID, I mean my original. My identity. It's Thursday, March 26th, and yes, my case manager showed up and took me down to City Hall. City Hall told me there was some problems and I would have to get a hold of the other state, Pennsylvania, and if there's no luck, get back to them. Just like the birth certificate clinic at the church told me if I had problems down there, come back to them. So that's for my caseworker to deal with, sort of, during this next week here. Also, she took me to my Social Security appointment where I was supposed to have my direct deposit changed to a new account. Well, they flubbed that up, and I still have to call them and give them my routing number. What was the point of me going down there in the first place? If I could have just called them, which I tried to in the first place, but they said no, I'd have to come on down there. Exactly. So the case manager is going to get a hold of the state of Pennsylvania, and, well, there's going to be no turnout. I should have gotten a letter of no record supplied to me yesterday. It's Tuesday, April 17th, 12:27 p.m. My case manager was supposed to call me today at 11:30 a.m., and we're supposed to do a conference call to legal aid involving my issues to schedule a consultation appointment. Well, my case manager didn't call, and I voicemailed her and told her, well, basically just give me a call back when you get this. And I messaged her, text messaged her, and said, if you had to have another mental health day, it's okay, I understand. So there we are with that. What's more to that is I have about till June to file my claims. That's, a 2-year window going 2 years back. All this shit adds up. It all adds up together. But like I said, delete the context and I'm just crazy. So what's going back 2 years and what's adding up as far as legal aid goes? Our substandard, unclean, unsafe housing, this house, the last house, and the house before that. Yeah. The real estate lady telling me I couldn't grow marijuana in the basement, invading my privacy before that, taking pictures of my shit. When I told them you can take a picture for personal use, and, they give it to the agent, and the agent wants to see what's in my big black bags and all that, The recording of her telling me that I couldn't grow marijuana in the basement, the recording of when they assaulted me and were refusing to give her deposit back. Let's start there. Let's start about the same time when I went out and had my breakthrough, quote unquote breakthrough. Let's throw that shit in there too. How the police, they took me back home when they weren't supposed to. Let's just start there. Let's not get the community house involved because they didn't want to be involved. It's small potatoes. Let's put all the large potatoes out there. Let's point out the elephants. Easy as that. And my case manager is to be involved with helping me with my first steps. Therefore, my clinic is involved. It's involved with my treatment. The case is involved with my treatment. My treatment is involved with my case, therefore. That's why. Another reason is I can't call people by myself sometimes because of my social anxiety. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Sometimes I have to work my way up to it. I get nervous waiting on someone to call me, like today. I get anxiety. I don't have an anxiety issue on my own. It's from my environment. Along with that, without a proper environment, I also get a little depressed. I've never had any hallucinations or delusions. Therefore, I'm misdiagnosed. That's another thing we have to take care of. Swapping that diagnosis out because I got the wrong one. So I guess I can't change my name. Guess we'll save that for another day. Speaking of that, what's in a name? I called my case manager kind of out of the blue and told her that going and trying to get that birth certificate with my different last name was in partial part of my investigation. See, I did my own investigation because Signature Health pulled up two charts the very first time I called them, the very first person I talked to when I talked to like two different people, I believe, first time I called, almost 2 years ago. They told me they were pulling up two charts, one with one name at the last name and a different name at the last name, two different names. That goes along with things, but that's something factual that is should be somewhat documented, I guess. If you can get their copy of their own documents of what they said, maybe. But that's something physical and tangible, not just something I was thinking about, something I thought I observed. No. Just like when they tried to say behind the counter, look, he's trying to turn this around on us. They said all kind of weird things at Signature Health. That's something else off on a tangent. Just the way they treated me in general was weird and unethical. This is all about how I was treated unethically by this organization and that. And, well, time's running out. I want to do something about it. So most people say, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Thursday, April 9th, 12:53 p.m. I just got off the conference call with my case manager, and we were calling legal aid, and all four of my different claims, they're just not going to do. They're not interested. I'm not even going to mention the claims. So, no fucks given. So we just move on to the next. Friday, April 10th at about 2 p.m. I asked my case manager if she could contact the Bureau of Vital Statistics down at City Hall. Since she got that person's phone number or email address, could she ask them to check my name, Teddy S., my real, regular, given name? Because my name would have been the same.